You got to hire American workers for the job. And if these companies don't make their products here, then they will pay a very stiff tariff when they send their products into the United States, where they're made by somebody else or some other country. For the privilege of competing with our workers.
And that is former President Trump reiterating his pledge to America's blue-collar workers this week in Georgia. Same thing that he told me just a couple of weeks ago. The trade group of Associated Builders and Contractors is now throwing their support behind President Trump. Joining me right now is the CEO, Michael Bellaman. Michael, thanks very much for being here. You represent more than 23,000 members across the country. Tell us what's important to them and why they have decided to get behind Trump.
Yes, Associated Builders and Contractors is all about the merit shop. We're the voice of the merit shop, which is all about fair and open competition. Our members and our employees of our members like to compete on a fair and level playing field based upon merit. They like choice. They like to choose what company they want to work for, whether they want to work for a union or not a union. 89.3% of the workforce is non-union. President Trump supports these values. Vice President Harris does not. Vice President Harris and the Biden administration have imposed government-mandated project labor agreements and want to sign the PRO Act, which essentially forces every worker to join a union and doesn't allow our member company to use the talent that they've upskilled and invested about $1.6 billion in training and educating. So we are really behind President Trump for those reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I think President Trump, for whatever reasons, have really attracted the working man and woman because he's talking about policies that will hopefully improve their lives. Michael, what's most important in terms of your members?
Fair and open competition, having the opportunity to compete based upon merit, and for their employees to be able to pursue their career dreams how they choose to. They choose right now to join a union or not join a union. They can choose to work for Company A or Company B so they can pursue the best employee value proposition and pursue their career dreams. That's what's most important.
And I guess President Trump has said many times he's not going to allow a foreign company to come in and make cars and vehicles outside of America and then dump them in America for cheap prices. Has that been a significant issue in the last 4 years?
It has been. As a matter of fact, construction input prices are up about 38.5% since February of 2020. And what's occurring is the global supply chain is essentially challenging that in terms of dumping cheaper products into our industry. So we're all for fair and open competition. We're all for merit, and it's critical that we employ American workers and put them to work. We have about a 500,000 person workforce shortage right now. The last JOLTS report indicated we still have 370,000 job openings, even though we have added 228,000 this year. So President Trump's all about the worker. He did in his last term, he focused on expanding apprenticeships and all the above education strategy, which is critical for our workers and our job creators.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the fact that we have had China try to compete, European companies try to compete, has that been the issue that has taken market share from your members in terms of their own salary and their own benefits?
Well, it's really on the supply chain side of things. And so obviously we learned a lot about our supply chain in the pandemic. And so we learned just how dependent we were on the global supply chain. So the fact that President Trump wants to bring manufacturing back to the United States for our equipment, for our members like JLG and United Rentals that supply equipment to our members, and Southwire and those types of companies, that's critical.
All right, we will leave it there. Michael will be watching. Thanks very much for joining us.